I'm working so hard, but my English is not improving. Ever wondered why? Hi guys, I'm Teacher Prix and I'm going to help you talk to anyone, anywhere, anytime in English. Ever felt like your English is stuck, like you're not moving forward? You can't improve, you can't remember things, the phrasal verbs you want to remember, blah, nothing happens. Well, I have been there and so many other people have been there. So don't feel sad if you are feeling this way right now. What I have noticed from my own experience and from years of teaching English to people from all over the world is that there are specific reasons to why you are feeling this way, to why you feel like you're not improving. That's why today I want to share with you 5 reasons to why I believe you are not improving. So here we go. Number 1, time. There's no secret recipe to learning not only a language but everything in life. Time is key. Things take time. It takes time to improve. What I noticed is in the beginning we feel energetic, we feel pumped. Yeah, I want to improve, I want to learn, I want to speak, I want to be fluent. And as time goes by, we start to feel less energetic and consequently we dedicate less time. By the time many students reach intermediate level, they feel not only they are stuck, but they also dedicate less time. They're busy and they've been able to reach that level when they feel comfortable enough to have a conversation in English. But they always feel like they don't get better than that. And one of the reasons why is time. You dedicate less time. And the less time you dedicate, the more you feel like you're stuck. So my advice here, don't let time be your enemy. Use time in your favor. And I know that many students who reach intermediate level or upper intermediate feel like they don't need to dedicate as much time anymore because they get to do what everybody's looking for, which is communicate. But if you are at that level, keep going, keep dedicating yourself because that is the only way you're going to improve, especially if you're feeling stuck. Use time wisely. Number 2, native language. We all need to communicate, right? Especially if we are studying a language. We need language, we need to speak something. The problem here is that sometimes we rely too much on our native language in order to study English. And that, my friend, can become a big problem down the road when you become an intermediate speaker, when you are an upper intermediate speaker. Sometimes students try to use English the same way they would use their native language. For example, I have some Brazilian students. Sometimes what I feel is they are trying to use Portuguese when they are speaking English. I have students from other countries. Sometimes they are trying to use Spanish, to use English the same way they would use Spanish. And this happens pretty much everywhere. It doesn't matter where you are from. The chances are you will use your language and try to adapt it and try to understand English the way you understand your native language. And this doesn't work either. A language is not just about words and grammar rules. It's about history. It's about culture. That's why using your language is not going to help you, and at some point it's going to get in the way. It's going to stop you from improving. Now, I'm not saying you can't use translation. I'm not saying you can't write down explanations, but don't try to relate everything you learn in English to your mother language, to your native language. It's not going to work, and I've seen many, countless cases of people who do that. And at some point they feel stuck. They feel like they're not moving forward. And this could be the reason why. Number 3, focus on mistakes. Guys, I always rewatch my videos. I like to see myself and listen to my pretty voice. No, I'm kidding. But I do watch my videos again, just like a quality check. I like to pay attention at the mistakes I made, so that at some point, like in a future video, I don't make that mistake again. But what I realized is that I was judging myself and I was starting to feel a little bit insecure. That's when I realized I was like, oh, okay, I need to stop doing this. I'm not gonna rewatch my videos just to spot for errors and try to find what is not good. And I started to feel really bad. And this happens to students. I've seen it dozens of times. You are talking to someone and then you make a mistake, the teacher or your friend corrects you, and then there you have it. You feel down, you feel sad, and consequently the worst part, your confidence, you lower your confidence, you feel insecure. And this is the biggest problem here, insecurity. The more insecure you feel, the less you speak. The more worried you are about making a mistake, the more mistakes you will make and the less you are going to communicate. So accept that you are going to make mistakes. Accept that sometimes you will forget the S at the third person, he, she, it, she like, he likes. You will forget, it happens. Accept that sometimes you will use don't, you will not use doesn't. Accept that sometimes you will say more cheap, not cheaper. It's better to accept that you will make these mistakes and not feel so bad, so guilty about making these mistakes. Of course, that if you are taking classes, the idea is that the teacher helps you and corrects you. So this will happen. But in real life conversation, don't feel down. So don't let mistakes get the best of you. And many intermediate students get so worried about mistakes that they get stuck. They stop making progress because they're too worried about the mistakes they make. Number 4, no context. Oh, this is my fight with all my students, context. I always talk about this. In all my videos, if you pay attention, I'm always talking about context. I have so many students who tell me when they start studying with me and they come and they say, Priscilla, oh, I hate present perfect. I don't understand it. It's too hard. I never remember to use it. And they all know the rules. You know, the rules are there. You have it. I know how to use it. But because they have no real context, they don't really use it. And that's the problem here. You will get stuck if you don't contextualize the things you study. That's why as much as I appreciate grammar books and all kinds of vocabulary books, if you don't bring it to your life, you're not going to learn it. You're not going to, actually you will learn, but you will not remember. And the truth is that if you don't learn something, if you don't remember something, as much as you know it, it's useless. It's useless knowledge if you don't put it into practice. That's why I always tell whoever asks me that, context is key. And this is one of the reasons to why you are not improving your English consistently at some point in your journey, in your studies, okay? But Priscilla, how do I contextualize? Bring examples to your life, things that actually happened to you, things that have some meaning to you. Okay, so when I'm teaching present perfect, I like to think about things that the person has actually done, places this person has actually visited, and with these examples, these stories, these real stories, I'm able to explain how to use present perfect, for example. And this happens to everything you're going to study, not just grammar points, but vocabulary. I've seen so many students struggle to use phrasal verbs, for example. By the way, there's a new video about phrasal verbs coming soon, probably next week, so stay tuned. So, and well, going back to I got lost. All right, oh, okay. And this could be the reason why I learned a phrasal verb. I have like a list of 100 phrasal verbs I can use, but I don't really use. I never make myself use it. I never push it. I never work hard to use them. Consequently, you're not going to remember. So context is key. Okay, find situations when you can really use those words, and you will see improvement. You will feel improvement. And the last reason, focus on grammar. Yes, guys, old but gold, right? Grammar is important, but up to a certain level, okay? We need grammar. You will study grammar, you will use grammar, whether you like it or not. However, what I feel that some students do, some students struggle, is to use it too much, to rely on it too much, to depend on it too much. Some people believe that only through grammar they will have the best English ever. And when this doesn't happen, they get frustrated. That's a problem. That's something that you have to stop doing. Okay, and maybe, I don't know you, I don't know what's happening to you, but maybe that could be the case. So when I say focus on grammar, I'm not trying to say that you should completely ignore grammar. No, you have to use it, but you have to balance grammar with other aspects of the language: listening, vocabulary, speaking. Put that grammar into practice, just like I said in the previous reason, context. Grammar with no context is useless. It's just a bunch of exercises that you do to kill time, okay? And we have so little time today. So be productive, and just using grammar is not gonna get you there. If you're learning a grammar point, try to contextualize it. Bring real examples, real cases of things that are happening to you, things that you usually do, in order for you to learn that grammar point. Now, are there more reasons to why you are not improving? Yes, for sure. I picked 5. I didn't want to make this video long. I think it's already a little bit long, so I'm sorry. But the idea here is to show you that there are specific reasons. And for each of these reasons, there is something you can do to change that. And when you start changing your habits, your old habits, you will notice improvement sooner than you believe. So now I'd like to know, are you improving your English? Do you feel like you're not improving your English? I'd love to see in the comments. Let me know what's happening to you, how you're studying right now, and maybe I can help you. Maybe I can give you some suggestions. So I'll be reading the comments. Leave your answer. Tell me what's going on with you, if you're studying, if you're not, what your level is, pre-intermediate, beginner, advanced, and I'm definitely going to read it and give you tips and suggestions, okay? Don't forget to click on the like button. I'm really asking everybody to subscribe, to like. I'm almost reaching 5,000 subscribers. I really want to achieve 10,000 this semester, if I'm bold. Hopefully I can get 10,000 this year, still this year, if not this semester, at least this year. So I'm very hopeful, so I'm counting on you. Share this video with your friends on your social media. Follow me on Instagram. Every day I post new stuff, as well as on my page on Facebook. Thanks guys, and I'll see you next time.